Hi, my friends. If you're feeling lost, overwhelmed, and unsure of what to do, then this message is meant for you. Oftentimes, especially in Western society, we live in our mind, we live in our heads, and we feel like we need to come up with solutions for everything that comes up in our life. Even if the issue comes up in the past or even it hasn't happened yet in the future, we often find that we need to come up with some sort of solution. And for me, I used to live my life that way. I felt like I needed to come up with a solution for every problem that has come up. For example, in my life, the universe and my energy, or God, or what have you, has pushed me into wanting to quit my jobs. I have had this pattern come up to me multiple times. It has come up for me. And in that, I have noticed that I have the opportunity to just be, to meditate, to look into the problem and see it for what it is, which is a story. And so for me, when this problem was coming up, I would go back into story and I would go and get a new job in corporate America. And it would be fine for a while. And then I would get that nagging feeling again to where I felt like I needed to quit. So funny enough, this pattern has come up for me again to where I need to quit my job, and I know I don't have anything figured out. And what's interesting is my reality is kind of reflecting that, right? So as within, so without. And so I'm reflecting back to my reality right now that maybe I do need to figure it out, because people are coming up to me and they're like, "Oh, you're quitting." I said, "Yes, I am." And they said, "Well, what is your plan?" And I say, "I don't have a plan." And people are absolutely shocked by that sometimes. They're like, "Oh, well, I wish I could do that. Oh, I wish I could figure it out, you know?" And I'm here to say, you don't need to figure it out. You don't need to have all of these plans lined up. Yes, I understand the state of which the United States is currently in, with rising prices on food and rent and just living your life. But what I am saying is that you don't have to have it figured out. And what you can do is be here and now and in the present moment. And when that happens, when you're able to drop the stories, when you're able to drop the plans, and when you're able to drop, "I need to have this figured out," what happens is that life gets figured out. Your reality gets figured out. Because you're choosing to live in the present moment and be here and now and not figure it out and not be in this crazy headspace, doors open for you. You're able to co-create really anything for your life. So instead of moving from dead-end job to dead-end job, like in my case, I can sit back, not figure it out, be present and meditate on this, and doors are opening for me currently. I've had crazy opportunities kind of come in for me, but for me right now, because I've opened this door and see multiple doors, I am finding and I'm waiting to see what is the right path for me to take currently. I'm not going to jump at the first opportunity. And I think that that's what's difficult is that we sit here and we say, I need to pick the first thing that kind of comes up for me. I need to figure this out right here, right now. When in turn, we should just take a minute, take some breaths, sit in the present moment, get out of our head and figure out and not figure it out, right? We don't need to figure it out. Because when we step into the space of co-creator and we step into a place of being in our full power, what is meant for us will happen. Those doors will open for us. That living space will open for us. That job, that relationship, whatever it is that you are trying to figure out in your life right now will come into fruition just by being who you are and knowing who you truly are at a deep soul level. So, my friends, I challenge you today to stop trying to be in your head. Sit in a quiet space for 10, 15 minutes and drop down into your heart and meditate and just breathing in and out. And if you're able to go out into nature, I strongly suggest that you do that. So you can just listen and you can just be. And what's really interesting and what I would want to know is, did the answer come to you without being in your head? Did the solution come along without having to go into the deep depths of our ego and our mind, of fear and anxiety, and instead the solution came to you naturally through a flow state, through who you truly are, through authenticity, through your soul. And just by being who you are is the greatest power you could ever have. All right, my friends, thank you so much for listening to this message. I'm hoping to go daily with my messages to help those that need to hear it in this time and space, in this reality. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.